Have you ever wanted to get into video editing, but the programs they use are just a little bit too intimidating? With this video, I plan to show you some of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way with Adobe Premiere and things you're going to want to know for creating your first video. And that introduction took about 12 tries, so a lot of this process is trial and error, and I'm still learning as I go. One more thing before we dive in, the Bowden Witch project is out for pre-sale, so go ahead and buy it, please. It will help me a lot. Now let's go ahead and start with part 1. This is where it auto-generated after I created my first file, and it looks like we're in the graphics area. Where I typically like to start is color, right here. Just because color has all of my boxes that I use. Where I generally start is the bottom left. See, you'll see page tutorial, media, browser info. Where you want to be is right here. So this will house all of your content, audio, video, pictures. This is where you want to put all of that. But what I'm doing right now is I shrunk it down, and then I went to my desktop to locate the files that I want to use for my video. You're going to want to drag it into that bottom left box. So that is loaded up. If it's a large file, down here in the corner, you will see a load box. Give it time, because it will get angry at you and it'll just be terrible. So here we have it. We've got a first video. This is how we're going to start the video. I will click on the video, and then it will bring it up here in the top left corner. And then here, it looks like it starts from the middle. Go to that. And if you want to view it, obviously you got the play button right here. So you can go ahead and view it. Now, something you're going to want to learn about, if you don't have audio, which I do not right now, you're going to need to check your audio source. You're going to want to go to Edit, Preferences, Audio Hardware. See right here, Default Input, Default Output. Go right here, and I've got my headphones on. I'm going to go with that, and then press Yes. Then you're going to go down here and click OK. Typically it should work. Doesn't always work. If it doesn't work, restart the program. Start it out again.
Just arrived at Benjamin's Pub, and tonight's going to be a great night for a great investigation.
So then we've got our video. That's the intro we did. If you want just the video, you will grab the film icon and drag it down here. If you want just the audio, you will drag the audio icon, bring it down here. But clearly, I mean in my case, I want both. So I'm going to grab the image itself, drag it down to where it says drop media here. Let go of the mouse cursor and it drops. And there we have it, our first intro clip.
Just arrived at Benjamin's Pub, and tonight's going to be a great night for a great investigation.
That's great. There's a little bit of time in between me starting to film and her actually speaking. See, that's where she starts speaking. A little bit of time elapses. For me, I like to keep a lot of my videos tight. Select both of them. Make sure this button, the selection tool, is selected. Select both of them, and then you bring it over like this, and you'll see the cursor change to this icon. You will bring it to where she starts speaking, and then you want to grab the two clips and bring them back to the beginning, and then play it from there.
Just arrived.
So there's still a little bit of time. For me, I want it even tighter. So I'm just going to keep trimming until I find the perfect spot.
Just arrived at...
That's pretty good. I'm going to go with that.
At Benjamin's Pub, and tonight's going to be a great night for a great investigation.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of this video and watch the sound bar.
Just arrived
It's
at
right here.
Benjamin's Pub,
And we're at about,
a great night for a great investigation.
I don't know, we're not high enough. Right there, you can hear her pretty well, and you want to think about how it's going to play on a laptop, a phone, or what have you. With those decibel settings, it's going to be a little quiet. The next important thing you're going to want to do is raise those vocals. How I do it is I make sure this is unchecked. Just like that, because if it's checked and you go to click on just one, it's going to click both of them. So that's a little tip that I am giving you. Uncheck this box if you're just isolating audio or isolating video. We just want the audio. We've got the audio clip selected, and you're going to want to go into effects controls. You can increase the volume here. Let's increase it to 6.7 decibels. See what happens to the bar on the right.
We've just arrived at Benjamin's.
See, that's looking really good. It's increased quite a bit. But you're going to want it up here, up past this mark, and maybe even tickle the red meter, because that's kind of your sweet spot right there. Scroll back, because you've got an anchor point. So if you were to try to bring it up more, your anchor point changes, and it's going to be a gradual increase instead of just starting from that number. So you can right click and delete it, start over. You're still at 6.7, so let's go to 10.
We've just arrived at Benjamin's pub.
Wow, we can even go a little bit higher, and that's dependent on what you want. I'm going to stay with 10 just for the sake of moving forward with this, and show you another little piece that cleans up the audio even further. So what you want to do is go to the bottom left corner and then go to effects. Under effects, and once you memorize the names of all of these things, it'll be a lot easier. You can just type it in. Like what I'm looking for is mastering. If you're just searching, go to audio effects, because it's an effect you're going to put onto the audio clip, and then it's got all of these, which are all very important in their own right. But for this, I'm using mastering. You can double click it because you're already selected on the audio, or you can drag and drop it onto your audio, and you'll notice that little icon changes, so it's in there. Put everything back the way it was. It just makes it easier when you go back. And if you had searched, it will keep the letters in the search box. So if you go back to look for something else, you're like, what the heck? It's not bringing up anything. It's because, your search is saved. So you're going to want to clear that, put the drop boxes back. So we just put mastering onto the audio file. And then up here, we're still in our effects controls. And you'll notice mastering was added. What you're going to want to do to get a really clean, crisp, better quality audio, and you press edit. Okay, and what I've been using for my videos, just to get a really clean sounding take, is go to subtle clarity. And for this purpose, I use tube just to get the sound I want. Now let's play it.
We've just arrived at Benjamin's pub, and tonight's going to be a great night for a great investigation.
If you want to hear the difference, I should have played it before, but I'm going to go ahead and remove mastering so you can hear the difference. I can hear it very clearly. Cut. All right, so let's play it now.
We've just arrived at Benjamin's pub.
Now, let's go to mastering.
And tonight's going to be a great night for a great investigation.
Her voice is much clearer, and the levels are all balanced really well. So that's the first little part of this that I'm going to put out there, and on a daily basis I'm gonna put out more videos. So please follow me for more tips and tricks on Adobe Premiere.